ass is gonna be soaking wet.
Bahrain testing, Carlos Sainz is the fastest man alive. Australia practice, Carlos Sainz is still the fastest man alive. Give or take. And we're going to come back to all this, don't worry. Australia qualifying, Kim Jong-Antonelli and Liam Lawson are both frauds, and holy shit, Yuki Tsunoda's in 5th place. What the actual fuck? Australia race. Oh, we skipped something. Australia formation lap. Ballsack Hadjar crashes on the first turn of the track, going 20 miles an hour like an absolute fucking idiot. And then he cries about it. And then he goes and talks to Lewis Hamilton's dad about it. What the shit balls is going on right now? Okay, back to that Australia race, though. Jack Doohan crashes on lap 1.
Your hands are slow. Your movements are...
The fastest man alive, Carlos Sainz, crashes on lap 1. Kim Jong-Antonelli avoids the wall by the skin of his teeth on lap 16. Unc Lonzo crashes on lap 34. Both McLarens fly off the track together 10 laps later. Oscar Piastri ends up out of the points. Holy fuck. But hey, Ferrari are 1-2. Sorry, I think I had something in my throat there. Anyways, Liam Lawson crashes, Gabriel Bortoleto crashes, and Lando Norris wins in a thrilling last lap battle against Cheeks for Clappin'.
China. You go over to China. China. You take China. China. I love them.
China sprint race. Lewis Hamilton gets another Infinity Stone for his legacy. China qualifying. Jack Doohan spins again.
Your hands are slow. Your movements sluggish.
Oscar Piastri is now the fastest man alive. And Liam Lawson qualifies P27 and is not the fastest man alive. China race. McLaren wins the Constructors' Championship. China post-race. Both Ferraris fucking die, and Yuki Tsunoda walks into the pit of hell, passing Liam Lawson, who's on his way out. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, ladies and gentlemen, this is how we do some Formula One. But let's actually break everything down. I couldn't be fucked to address these individually, you know what I mean? So I categorized them into 7 deadly sins of early 2025 F1. Except they're not really sins, they're kind of just 7 talking points. I just thought it would sound cool.
This is Jeopardy!
Welcome, everybody, to Average F1 Jeopardy! I'm your host, Average F1 Consumer, and give it up for today's contestant, Hugh Janus. So, Hugh, we have 7 categories, starting with what's going on at Williams? Bro-Claren. Ferrari being absolute fucking tools. How I'm going to bankrupt a multi-million-dollar super corporation. The fetuses. The Red Bull situation that seems to happen every 2 months. And finally, Japan predictions. So, Hugh, take your pick.
Let's go with Ferrari being fucking tools.
Excellent choice. I mean, name a better way to start the show. Holy fucking shit, these guys are absolute idiots. So Australia, Ferrari qualified P7 and P8. That's not very good. I mean, I personally kind of expected this. I assumed McLaren would be quicker, Red Bull would be quicker, and Mercedes, and honestly, Williams would be fighting Ferrari at the bottom of Q3. You know, qualifying's qualifying. The race will be fine. The race was not fine. First of all, it was that time of the month for both Charles and Lewis, so that explains why the suits are red, I guess. I always knew syncing up was really a thing. Now, Charles was at least funny about it.
Must be the water.
Let's add that to the words of wisdom.
Words of Wisdom is going to be a meme for the rest of the season, and honestly, it'll probably be driven into the ground by the official F1 Instagram, so get ready for that. But Lewis was not funny about it.
Leave me to it, please. I'm in the car as we go, mate. Just leave me to it with the DRS. It's not an issue. Yes, I know. Leave me to it, please.
He was just pissed off, but not pissed off to the point where it's funny like Max gets.
What the fuck is wrong with him?
Fuck! What a fucking joke all the fucking time.
I'm stuck. This is what you get with this fucking shit show, honestly.
There were a lot of people calling this like a class act. and Lewis is so kind on the radio. I don't know if it's just me, but these sound a lot like these.
Making no ground in this line. That was the worst time. I can't even catch it, mate. This car's so slow. The car's just sliding around everywhere. It's just like something's broken. It's really bad.
And many people, including myself, dogged on Lewis at the time for being a crybaby on the radio. And I'm going to continue to do so. Granted, in this instance, Ricky was being annoying as fuck, and I will give Lewis a little less slack since he's at Ferrari, because one, these guys don't shut the fuck up on the radio, like, ever.
11, 12. Can use K1 vehicle close, K1 available. The last you did was a very good turn one. We suggest EB3, engine braking flick. The car is okay, just a lot of understeer as you can see.
I'm gonna break my monitor, I swear.
And two, their voices sound like Guido and Luigi from Cars if all of their dreams were crushed and they got hooked on meth. Their voices are annoying, but then Ferrari's worst nightmare happened. It started raining, and we know what happens when Ferrari mixes with rain.
For sake, it's raining too much. I'm losing like 10 seconds a lap.
Stay out, stay out, stay out! Fuck! Charles, we will retire the car.
Yeah.
Wait, what the fuck? Oh, cool. This is literally like, I mean, I don't know, this is kind of a niche reference, but this is like when you're skiing and you absolutely eat shit trying to do something way out of your comfort zone that you know you're not going to be able to do, just to get a cool picture moments before disaster happens. And that was all she wrote for the Scuderia in Australia.
I love them. China.
As for China, if these highs and lows weren't enough for you, Lewis Hamilton absolutely dominated the sprint, and then for some reason they decided to completely change the car, and then it sucked in the race. Also, Charles Leclerc was literally faster with a broken front wing. Also, they were both disqualified. And as a result of this disqualification, not only is Williams ahead of Ferrari in the Constructors, Lance Stroll is beating both of them in the Drivers' Championship. I know, right? Hugh, what's your next pick?
Do I even get to do anything?
No.
Okay, let's do what's going on with Williams.
Great pick. Like I said before, they were looking surprisingly quick in testing and practice in Australia, especially considering they're apparently prioritizing 2026. And then they both made Q3, which was very impressive. But then with Chili Pepper fucking it into the wall, that definitely put a dent in things. He said it was like a torque surge, but I let's be real. I think he was just paying tribute to the late, great Logan Sargent. You know, what a nice gesture from the guy. He did do some fuck shit later in the race. But hey, Alex Albon finished 5th. That's pretty cool. In China, things were definitely a little quieter with them not really doing shit in the sprint and qualifying 10th and 13th. But both of them drove a clean race, and when both Ferraris were disqualified, they both got into the points. And like I said, now they lead Ferrari in the championship. Well, they're tied, but since Albon finished 5th in Australia, they win the tiebreaker. Now, we know that last year, Japan was not really fun for Alex. But I don't know, man. There's not much else to say other than good luck.
You know what? Let's do the fetuses next.
The fetuses. So we have 6 fetuses on the grid this year. We have Kim Jong-Antonelli for Mercedes, Jack Doohan at Alpine, Oliver Behrman at Haas, Balsac Hadjar at VCarb, Gabriel Bortoleto at Sauber, and Liam Lawson at, we'll save that for... We'll save that for later. They all qualified pretty badly in Australia with Antonelli, Lawson, and technically Ollie Behrman going out in Q1, but Ollie didn't even drive. The rest of the rookies went out in Q2, but I will say the Ballsack qualified 11th. This kid has some promise.
Watch the lines. The lines around this circuit.
Okay, statement retracted. Formation lap, turn 1, 20 miles an hour. This kid somehow managed to end his race faster than Lance Stroll did in Brazil last year. And now he's crying. The media's going to eat him alive for this. Or not. Everyone's actually praising him. Now look, I'm very glad that the F1 community can be such a positive place sometimes, but come on. This is a little much, in my opinion. Obviously, I felt bad for the kid. But, dude, imagine if Logan Sargent or Liam Lawson did something that stupid and then cried over it in front of millions of people. It would have been pandemonium.
I also think a worthy comparison would be comparing the second overall pick in the NFL draft, which was Jaden Daniels, going out and throwing a pick 6 on the first play of his first game.
Basically, my point is, although Helmut Marko was definitely overly dickish in his response as per usual, I don't necessarily think he's inherently wrong. Yes, Isaac should be pretty embarrassed about that, but, it's okay to fuck up sometimes, and it's okay to let your emotions out, but doing so in a huge broadcast in front of 1 million people like that is objectively embarrassing. I mean, just look at it at face value. Do I think he's a bitch for crying? No. But do I think the support and pats on the back went a little overboard? Yes, I do. But it's not just Hadjar. Every rookie except Oliver Behrman either had a spin or DNF'd. And they all get a pass from me except Liam Lawson. But again, that's for later. Big shout to Kimi Antonelli, though. He only spun once, and, the spin or DNF clause was just because Kimi spun. Everybody else DNF'd. My microphone is shedding skin. Anyways, yeah, Kimi spun once and then managed to recover to P4. And yes, he's in a car light years quicker than the rest of them, but still, I was a Kimi Antonelli doubter, and he has so far proven me wrong. China was much more kind to the rookies, though. Behrman had an amazing race to finish P8, and Antonelli finished P6 behind... How the fuck? It should be noted that Balsack Hadjar qualified 7th, though, which is better than Yuki Tsunoda, and would have gotten into the points very easily if it wasn't for VCARB's dog shit strategy. So here is my rookie pyramid for the week. At the bottom is Liam Lawson, which again, I'm going to talk about it soon. But rounding out the bottom row is Jack Doohan and Gabriel Bortoleto, respectively. They just haven't really done shit, but the shit that Bortoleto's done has impressed me just a little bit more than what Jack's been doing. Oh, I know, I'm hilarious. Starting off the second row, we have the Balsack. Lord knows how badly he needed a good weekend in China, and he got one. It was really close between him and Behrman, but Ollie has just been more consistent of a driver and done more with a slower car. So yes, the next one is Ollie. And at the top of the pyramid is Kim Jong Antonelli. Now I know, again, he's in a Mercedes, yada, 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 but come on, he's been killing it. 4th place in Australia in those conditions, and his average race result being around 5.5, he's the obvious pick here. Hugh, what's your next pick?
I mean, I'm pretty curious on how you're going to bankrupt a multi-million-dollar super corporation.
You got it. The corporation in question is Grid Rival, which is a Motorsports Center daily fantasy app where you can pick whether a driver will or won't do better than a certain finishing position or beat another driver in a matchup. But Grid Rival's not that smart, and it's not up to chance when you know you're never going to be wrong. Yuki better than P7? Thank you very much. Kimi Antonelli versus Alex Albon? Y'all just take those stacks right off your hands. You can't get too lost in the sauce, though. Lando's line is set at P2.5, and with my vast ball knowledge, I know that it's not worth my stacks. It's just too unpredictable. Nah, but for real, though, it's an absolute privilege to work with Grid Rival. Compared to F1's presence on mainstream sports gambling apps, this is so much more organized, and the fantasy F1 is way better than F1's official version. So if you'd like to download Grid Rival and join me on taking every cent to their name, there will be a link to download it in the description of the video. And if you use code AF1C in the app, that helps me a lot, and it would be much appreciated. So let's get back to this bullshit. Hugh Janus, give me the next pick.
Bro Claren. What does that even mean?
It means nothing. It doesn't exist. But some people like to pretend it does, and I'm here to clear up any silly rumors. This stems from Brosades, which is what annoying people call the rivalry between Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg back in the mid-2010s. Now, why was it so iconic enough to have its own name for annoying people to call it by? Because they grew up together and they were both world champions and they hated each other. You don't see Lewis and Nico playing little Snapchat games together on Mercedes' Instagram page. You see them crashing into each other and throwing shit at each other and trying to kill each other. Rivalry? Not a rivalry. Rivalry? Not a rivalry. You get my point? I mean, could it happen though? Yes, they could become rivals and maybe even hate each other. But there better not be any bro Claren shit. They're not bros, they're co-workers. Alright, fine. We can finally get into this Red Bull stuff. God motherfucking damn, Liam Lawson, you suck! Nah, I'm just kidding. He doesn't suck. He's probably going to do well in the RB. But like it's been said a million times, the Red Bull drives on a knife's edge, and it's gotten to the point where only Max can drive it seems. And now we're at the point where even Max is struggling to drive it. And Liam Lawson sure as fuck can't drive it either. Do I think Liam deserved this demotion? No, I don't. Because he didn't have enough time. Do I think it's mutually beneficial though? Yes. I do genuinely think Yuki will be fighting for the top 5 with Max, but if I'm wrong, I'm also going to be equally as happy, if I'm being honest. The fortunate thing for Yuki is now the fact that the Red Bull is actually impossible to drive is public information. There's a lot less pressure on him because of that. And Helmut Marko said that Yuki will finish the season, which, you know, he's never told a lie before. So even if Yuki absolutely bombs, I think his contract is safe. Plus, I don't even think the fans would be upset. Because when Sergio Perez left, it was probably like 5% of people saying it was the car's fault. Now after Liam's left, it's probably more like 30-40. But if Yuki bombs, I feel like literally everyone will be like, nah, it's just the car. So Yuki's in a great position here. And so is Sexto Perez. I mean, his stock will soar if Yuki does terrible, and I'd practically guarantee he'd be back in the sport next season if that happens. So basically, if Yuki does good, Yuki's stock will soar, and Sexto and Liam's will fall. If Yuki does bad, Yuki's stock basically stays the same, but Checo and Liam and Max's stock goes way higher. And I guess Alex Albon and Pierre Gasly too. I don't know. It's not even the same car at this point anymore. But it doesn't even matter because Yuki's going to win the race. Pick that last category, you little slut.
Don't fucking call me that. Also, you didn't even let me pick the last one. Give me Japan predictions.
That's the one. All right, here it goes. P1, Yuki Tsunoda. That white and Red Bull livery has injected me with Narcan levels of hopium. Let a man dream. P2, Oscar Piastri. This guy just fucks, man. P3, Mushroom Gorge. I've got a feeling that Lando is going to see his first big mistake this weekend for some reason. I'm not trying to manifest, and I'm not a superstitious guy, but I've just got a feeling. P4, Kim Jong-Antonelli. P5, Max Verstappen. P6, Charles Leclerc. P7, Alex Albon. P8, Lando Norris. P9, Lewis Hamilton. P10, Lance Stroll. And if you finish outside the points, I don't give a shit about your existence. Whew, that's going to be about it for me, though. Thank you, Hugh, for joining me on this endeavor.
Dude, fuck you.
Thanks again to Grid Rival for supporting my endeavors to ring them for every dollar they have. And I'll catch you guys after that Yuki win.